Who's actually going to get the most out of a built-in electric fireplace? And who could just end up with a pricey piece of decor they never use? Is the Touchstone Sideline Elite worth the price tag for a regular family looking for extra warmth and a little ambience? Or is it better saved for a design-focused condo where the wow factor outweighs the heating? Those are the questions that keep most people scrolling past the glossy product photos, and they're exactly why I'm diving in today. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When you first see a sleek, 84-inch recessed unit with 60 color-changing flame options, it feels like a modern solution to two problems at once: cold winter evenings and a blank wall that could use a focal point. The hesitation most buyers feel is real. Installing something that sits inside a wall is a commitment. You're measuring, cutting drywall, possibly rerouting wiring, and you can't just plug it in like a freestanding heater. That's why they measure twice. By once, warning on the box isn't just marketing fluff. It's a reminder that a missized opening can turn an elegant upgrade into a costly remodel nightmare. So let's break down what the Sideline Elite actually does once it's in place. The unit runs on a 1,500-watt heater, which, in practice, feels more like supplemental heat than a primary source. I've spoken with a few homeowners who installed it in a living room that already has central heating. On a crisp November night, they turned the fireplace on and the room's thermostat dropped a few degrees, meaning the electric unit was picking up a chunk of the load. In a smaller, well-insulated apartment, the same setting can raise the ambient temperature enough to ditch the main heating for an hour or two, cutting the utility bill in a noticeable way. If you're expecting this to replace your furnace, you'll be disappointed. But if you see it as a boost for those moments when you want the room a little cozier without cranking up the whole house, it delivers. The flame effect is where this smart part of the name really shines. Through the Touchstone app or via Alexa voice commands, you can pick from 60 different color schemes, ranging from a deep orange ember to a cool blue that mimics a winter fire. In a real-world scenario, I heard about a couple who used the blue setting during a movie night to keep the visual vibe low-key, then switched to a warm amber for a dinner party without ever touching a knob. That level of flexibility is something you don't get from a traditional wood-burning mantle, and it's especially handy if you like to change the mood of a space frequently. Now, the practical side of the Wi-Fi connection. Most people assume Wi-Fi-enabled means you can control it from anywhere, but the reality is a bit more nuanced. The app does let you turn the heater on or off, adjust the flame intensity, and set timers, which is great for coming home to a pre-warmed room. However, the connection can be spotty if your router sits far from the recessed cavity. One user reported that after a firmware update, the unit would sometimes drop the Wi-Fi signal and revert to manual control until a reboot. If you're a tech-savvy homeowner who's comfortable troubleshooting a router or resetting a device, this isn't a deal-breaker. If you just want set-and-forget heating, the occasional hiccup could be frustrating. Installation is the hidden trade-off that separates the enthusiasts from the casual buyers. The unit is designed for in-wall placement, which means you need a space at least 84 inches wide, a clear opening of about 24 inches high, and a proper electrical circuit. Some reviewers mentioned that the firebox comes with a built-in vent that needs to be aligned with a wall cutout, and that the surrounding drywall must be fire-rated. If you're handy and have done a remodel before, this is a Saturday project. Otherwise, you're looking at hiring an electrician and possibly a carpenter, which adds $300, $500 to the overall cost. For renters, the irreversible wall modification makes this a poor choice. Let's talk about who should actually buy this. If you live in a climate where winters are moderate, but you still want a visual centerpiece that doubles as a gentle heat source, the Sideline Elite hits the sweet spot. It works well in open-plan lofts where the fireplace can serve as a partition, adding warmth to one side without overheating the whole space. Families with kids often appreciate the safety aspect: no real flames, no ash, and a cool outer surface that won't cause burns. For anyone who enjoys smart home integration, the Alexa compatibility means you can say, "Alexa, set the fireplace to cozy amber," while you're still in bed. On the flip side, skip it if you're looking for a primary heating solution for a large, drafty home. The 1,500-watt output simply isn't enough to replace central heating, and you'll find yourself still reaching for the thermostat. Also, if your wall isn't already prepped for an in-wall unit,